A marathon match. And of course, Siegemund was playing those tactical games. You know, she was time wasting a little bit. She was, getting a little bit agitated, getting the umpire involved. She does all those things. And Eala, mentally strong throughout, just kept her cool and just played the game. And that's what she did very, very well in this one, which could have easily gone to Siegemund. I mean, again, like I said, chances were there. But let me know in the comments below. How's Eala going to do against potentially Swiatek? Because
Alex Eala delivered one of the most emotionally charged and mentally resilient performances of her young career, taking down Laura Siegemund in a dramatic 3-set battle at the Miami Open 2026. This wasn't just a tennis match. It was a test of composure, patience, and mental strength against one of the most controversial rhythm-breaking players on tour. From the very beginning, it was clear this match wouldn't be straightforward. Eala came in prepared not just for rallies, but for the psychological warfare that often comes with facing Siegemund, who is known for stretching time limits, disrupting flow, and constantly engaging officials to shift momentum. Early on, those tactics seemed to work. In the first set, Eala looked like the better player, sharp, composed, and confidently dictating rallies, but repeated pauses, complaints, and unusually long service routines kept interrupting her rhythm. What should have been a smooth set turned into a frustrating stop-start battle, and despite being outplayed at times, Siegemund dragged it into a tiebreak and stole the set. It was the kind of moment that could rattle a young player, and things only escalated when Siegemund took a lengthy 12-minute washroom break at the start of the second set, once again disrupting the flow. But this is where Eala revealed her true strength. She didn't react emotionally, didn't argue, and didn't lose focus. She reset. Calm, locked in, and determined, she returned with a completely different mindset. The second set became her statement. She dictated play, controlled tempo, and refused to let any external distractions affect her rhythm, eventually taking it 6-3. By then, the momentum had shifted completely. Heading into the third set, the match became a battle of endurance and mental discipline. Eala had figured out the tactics. She stayed composed through long games, repeated deuces, and further attempts to break her concentration. Even when Siegemund tried involving the umpire again, officials didn't entertain it, and more importantly, Eala stayed focused point by point. As the match crossed the 3-hour mark, every game demanded patience, but Eala matched it without losing her composure. She waited for her chances and seized them, breaking at the right moments and closing the final set 6-3 to complete an incredible comeback. This was more than a win, it was a statement of mental toughness. When the match ended, Eala let out a powerful roar, releasing over 3 hours of pressure and restraint. On the other side, Siegemund's brief, cold handshake told its own story: frustration, not respect. This wasn't unfamiliar territory either. Tennis fans had seen similar drama before, including her controversial clash with Coco Gauff at the US Open, where delays and disputes once again took center stage. History seemed to repeat itself in Miami, but this time the outcome was undeniable. No narrative could hide it.
Less than a 0 because they treated me bad. Like, they treated me like I was a cheater, like I was, trying, sneaky ways to win this match or something. They treated me like I was a bad person. But, there are people who are throwing rackets, who are screaming, who are, making bad gestures.
But the defining difference this time was how Alex Eala responded. She refused to get pulled into the chaos. She didn't lose her composure, didn't react to the noise. Instead, she let her tennis speak with clarity and control. And in the end, despite Laura Siegemund trying to shift the narrative and play the victim, the truth was impossible to ignore. Eala exposed every disruptive tactic simply by rising above it. The crowd saw everything: the delays, the interruptions, the constant attempts to break rhythm, and they weren't fooled. Each complaint to the umpire, each moment of resistance, only made the desperation more visible. And while Siegemund tried to bend the match emotionally, Eala stood firm, not just winning on the scoreboard, but standing tall for composure, integrity, and focus. In the end, the tactics didn't just fail, they backfired. The audience knew exactly who had earned that victory. This win carries weight far beyond just advancing at the Miami Open. At such a young age, Eala showed a level of maturity and mental strength that even seasoned players struggle to maintain. She understood the challenge in front of her, anticipated the disruptions, and stayed mentally prepared for every twist. That kind of composure under relentless pressure is what separates good players from truly elite competitors. Moving forward, she doesn't just carry a win. She carries belief, confidence, and a growing reputation as one of the mentally toughest players on tour. The road ahead is still demanding, but performances like this send a clear message. She is ready. This wasn't just a second-round victory. It felt like a statement. A moment that may define the trajectory of her career. Eala didn't just survive a difficult match. She adapted, stayed disciplined, and elevated her level when it mattered most. That's how champions are built. And if she continues to handle pressure with this kind of control and intelligence, this could be the beginning of something truly special. The tournament still has many rounds left, but one thing is certain now: the tennis world is watching closely. So what do you think? Did Siegemund's tactics cross the line, or were they simply part of the game? And just how impressive was Eala's composure under that kind of constant pressure? Was this just a win, or the arrival of a future star?